Hello. It's good to see you. Today we are doing something a little different. We are going to be making two dishes using only ingredients from Ollie's, the deep discount store, where they have discontinued items, overruns, irregulars. They have food there. It's perfectly safe to eat. Nothing to worry about, we hope. And we did a little shopping the other day and we purchased some things. And we're going to take these items and make two dishes. I have my trusty casserole dish. We're going to make a casserole, which this poor pan has been subjected to some questionable casseroles in its life. I think this is probably going to be the most crazy one I've ever made. I have no idea how this is going to go. I don't have a recipe for you. We are just freewheeling it here. We are just going to go for it. Now, we're making a casserole and a dessert. For the dessert, I have a 10-inch easy full pie pan here. It even comes with a little lid. See? So if I want to have this later, I have a little lid that I can put on top. Now, the pie, the pie is going to be very simple. There's not going to be a lot to the pie itself. I'll start and show you the ingredients for the pie, because if you know me, if given an opportunity, I always eat dessert first. I always do. We have a completely demolished Mama Mary's s'mores dessert pizza kit. Now, this kit comes with a chocolate flavored sauce. It's not chocolate. We don't know what it is, but it has a chocolate flavor and it looks like this. And we also have a marshmallow topping for it. I probably will not use the chocolate sauce or the topping. Mainly I'm interested in this part, the crust. It is totally demolished. What we're going to do, we're going to crumble it up some more, mix in some melted butter, and put it into the pie pan, kind of like a graham cracker crust. Just press it into the pan, make a crust out of that. And then we're going to add to that this container of key lime pie filling that I found at Ollie's. I was reading the instructions on this, and you don't have to bake it or do anything to it. You just place the contents of the can in a pre-baked pie shell. So we're going to bake the pie shell first. We'll go ahead and bake it a little bit. Cover with your favorite whipped topping and chill for 4 hours before serving. So you don't have to bake it. So we're just going to put that in there into the pie pan after we bake it. And then I found a bag of marshmallows at Ollie's. So we're going to take some of these little jet puffed mini marshmallows, sprinkle them on top. And in my junk drawer, I found this little torch. It's a mini torch from Eagle. It's an Eagle torch. And you press it down and it's like just it's just enough to kind of brown those marshmallows a little bit. So I'm going to do that after the pie has chilled in the refrigerator for 4 hours. I'm going to torch them a little bit, kind of brown them a little bit. So that's just a very simple little pie. So that's all we're doing for that. The casserole is much more unbelievable and kind of scary, quite frankly. So what did we find? And I'm going to incorporate at least a little bit of all of this in this casserole. All right. First of all, we have a bag of elbow macaroni from Pasta City. I don't know where Pasta City is, but apparently it's somewhere in Turkey, because this is a product of Turkey. I don't know. I don't remember learning about Pasta City in my geography class. But it has no GMO and no trans fat, so it's practically a salad. Little elbow macaroni. We're going to put some of this in there. We will probably... we'll do it like we did the macaroni and cheese. We're going to boil it just enough to get it sort of al dente. Not completely cooked all the way through, but cooked a little bit before we put it in there. So we have our pasta. I found a packet of Hungry Jack mashed potatoes. We will put some mashed potatoes in here. We'll just sprinkle in some flakes. I'm thinking it's just going to be maybe like layers of stuff. Although when you bake it, it all kind of mixes together. We could do a layer of pasta and then a layer of, say, creamy wild rice soup mix. I'm going to have to add some water to this probably. This is a chef-inspired creamy blend of long-grain wild rice and a bounty of veggies. Totally tempts your taste buds. For the bargain price of $2.99, you get this super hearty soup mix that makes 8 servings or a half a gallon of soup. So we're not going to cook this according to the directions. We're not doing anything according to any directions because there are no directions. There are just none. All you have to do is go to Ollie's and just buy some shit and put it together. That's the recipe. Go to Ollie's, buy shit, put it together. We're just going to sprinkle some of this creamy wild rice soup mix in there. Do a layer of that. Do the mashed potatoes. And because we don't have enough starches and carbs yet, I also have a pouch of Tasty Bite organic long grain rice. Delicately steamed white rice. So we put a little sprinkle of that in there. Ugh. I'm starting to feel sick. I'm just... Okay. Oh, we also have a can of chopped ham. Look at that. This is from Bristol. It says fitting lifestyle. That almost sounds like an insult. How fitting. It says fitting lifestyle. This fits your lifestyle. If anyone ever says this chopped ham or this luncheon loaf fits my lifestyle, I'm going to run away from home and I'm not coming back. We have basically generic spam. This is classic luncheon loaf and chopped ham. The classic luncheon loaf was $1.99. The chopped ham was much more fancy and it's $2.99 for a can. And we have the pop tops on the top, which is great. So we're going to cube some of this, fry it up, and stick it in this casserole. Now, the casserole dish is not gigantic, so I'm only going to be able to do a slight layer of each. I'm not going to be able to put in a lot. Put in a little bit. Oh, that's not it. We also have this questionable can with the label coming off. Southgate Homestyle Sausage Gravy. So we could put in the chunks of the luncheon loaf and the ham and then put just a little bit of gravy over the top of that. It might actually go better to put it as one of the lower layers because of what will go on top of this. I kind of almost wish that this can had no label on it because I literally would have bought it because we would have had no idea what it was. Oh, I totally would have bought it if it had no label on it. I was always the kid that tried the mystery meat at lunch because I was always curious to see what it tasted like. And then I would describe the taste to the other people at the table. I'm very curious. I like to know. This one does not have a pop top, but it was only 99 cents for an entire can, 10 ounces of sausage gravy, home style. So if you know if it's home style, it's good. We also have a container of potato sticks, and I want to put these on the very top of the casserole. These are from Better Made Special since 1930. This is a gluten-free food because they're really looking out for your health. And we also have sour cream and onion flavored potato sticks. So we're going to take a mix of these. We're just going to sprinkle a mix of both flavors, well, the original and the flavored, on top of our casserole when we get ready to bake it. I'm going to say we will bake it at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. I don't know how long it's going to take. Most of the ingredients are already kind of cooked except for the soup, and the pasta will be al dente and the mashed potatoes. I am going to have to add some water to it. So other than that, I'm not going to add anything that I have. I'm trying to stick to just Ollie's ingredients here. I had this in my junk drawer, so I think it counts. I think that counts. But everything else came straight from my local Ollie's deep discount bargain outlet. You may or may not be able to find them in your local Ollie's. It's kind of hit and miss. Sometimes you can find things, sometimes you can't. But we are going to go for it. We are just going to go for it. I think we will start with the items that have to be prepared on the stove. We're going to lightly brown our chopped ham and our luncheon loaf. We will lightly brown those. And we will also take our pasta and we will boil it long enough to make it al dente, which literally means to the teeth, where it's still a little firm. It's not completely cooked. We're going to leave it al dente. And then we will start combining everything both for the casserole and the pie. So let's get started. Okay, I have my water over here heating up, and I have a pan. I'm just going to put little cubes of this stuff in this pan. The burner's not on yet. I have my plate here. I just opened the luncheon loaf, and yes, I wiped the lid down. I cleaned it before I opened it. Let me turn this down a little bit. I have forgotten what this stuff smells like. Personally, I have not had this type of product since I was a kid. I had forgotten what this stuff smells like, and it won't come out. My mom would buy Spam sometimes, and she would take it out of the container and fry it and make sandwiches out of it. I was not a fan of it. I remember not really liking it very much. This is good until July 14th, 2024. Can't really see it, but probably because it won't come out. It's never going to go bad because it's suctioned into the can. I know there's a trick to getting this out, but I don't know what the trick is. I'm not worried about messing it up because we're going to cut it anyway. Oh, that's disgusting. Oh my god, that is so gross. I don't like this kind of stuff. Oh, come on. Anything that retains the shape of its container is definitely healthy. Definitely. All right. Go ahead and turn the heat on. My hands are clean. I'm just going to, that's a little too thin. I want to do some little cubes of this product. And they don't have to be perfect. I mean, it's going into the casserole, so it doesn't really matter. Get in there. This video is really just for fun. We're just playing with our food. Do some little cubes here. Oh god, look at the white flecks of stuff. What is that? I don't know. I'm trying to not touch it. I don't want to touch it. You are not allowed by law to criticize any of my techniques in this video. You are not. You will be arrested immediately if you do. Okay. Alright. Alright, my water is boiling, so I'm ready for some pasta. No, I'm not even measuring it, so go ahead and cringe away, but you don't have to tell me. Make sure I don't overcook that pasta. Alright, let's do a little bit more of our luncheon loaf. This is not the chopped ham. This is luncheon loaf. It smells suspicious. It actually smells like there's this cat treat that my cats really like. It smells a lot like that cat treat. I am not putting this stuff down. I am not criticizing it at all. I am just making an observation. It smells like this cat treat that my cats like. Okay. I think that's enough luncheon loaf because we still have to cut up the ham. So here we have the chopped ham, which doesn't look at all like I thought it would. It's not the shape of the container at all, and it has the gelatinous stuff around it, and it won't come out. Oh my god. Oh, I'm really enjoying this. I am. This is actually fun. Okay. I'm having fun because I don't think I can ruin any of this. This is some redneck stir fry right here. No, I always, when I take weenies and chop them up and do them like this, that's my redneck stir fry. Okay, it actually smells a little bit better now. Now we have our chopped ham. Oh, God. Okay. It has a lot of fat in it. It really does. How much fat? 15 grams of fat, and there are 6 servings in here. So, yeah, 90 grams of fat in this loaf. Just browning it a little bit. And once we have it browned, we're just going to take our luncheon loaf and our ham and just put them in this bowl for now. Okay. I think that's good enough for the ham. Oops. Ham. This actually smells worse cooking than that did. I'm going to take this off. I'm going to take this and drain it and set this aside. I'll just have it on a medium heat. Yeah, but the most definitely smells better at this point. There's not as much grease coming out as I expected. And it's good too if you're making, when I make a beef stew, I take the stew beef and I just kind of brown it a little bit before I put it into the crock pot. It really helps with the flavor. I think it gives it more flavor. Okay, I think that's good. Nice. Okay. So now we have our luncheon loaf and our chopped ham ready and our pasta. So I think we're ready to start combining layers of things in our casserole. We have our nervous little casserole dish here. Okay. And we have our pasta, which is not completely done. I'm just going to spread that out on the bottom. Like that. I didn't want a lot. I want just a little bit because we have a lot of stuff to add to this. I don't have any oil or butter or anything on it. I kind of feel like with the mix of flavors we're going to have, I want to keep it simple. Okay, it's kind of breaking it up a little bit. It doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, now on top of that, let's do some of this home-style sausage gravy. And you see it has pieces of sausage in it. I'm just going to do little dollops here and there. Now, sausage gravy is not the prettiest thing you ever saw, but on a biscuit it's pretty good. Okay. And I'm not really worried about it being perfect, if you can't tell. There. Now, let's see, what do we have? Let's take our Hungry Jack mashed potato flakes and just put a little layer of that over top, like so. And see, we have a lot left. I only used a little bit. Okay. Over that, let's do our luncheon loaf and our ham stuff. I don't even know what to call it. Okay. And with all of these ingredients, I'm going to have lots of leftovers that I can use for other things. So it's not just one casserole that you're getting out of this. You'll have enough leftovers to do you for several days, aside from the casserole. The little potato flakes are sticking to the luncheon loaf and the chopped ham. That's okay. There. over top of that, let's add our organic long grain rice. Now, I have not heated this up or anything. It's already cooked. I'll put that over top. And I am going to add some water to this, don't worry. You have to kind of break up the clumps in the bag. My hands are clean. Okay. So I added the entire packet of organic long grain rice from Tasty Bite. It was $1.29. $1.29. Okay. Now over top of that, we're going to go with our creamy wild rice soup mix. I probably should have put this down a little lower, but not really worried about it. I'm actually going to dump this out in a bowl and mix it up because I think some of the ingredients are kind of way down in there. But we can't do a video without looking at the bowls. And we didn't really need any for this, and we won't need it for the pie. But I did want to show you my pretty set of mixing bowls. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4. These are from Zak Designs, Z-A-K, exclamation point. I found these at an antique store, but they're not antiques. You can actually find these on Amazon. Normally we use this big orange one, but I think just to mix up the soup mix, we could just use the pretty blue one. Look at it. I love the little speckles on it. It makes me think of a robin's egg. Here, let's put it in there. Yeah, see, all the rice and stuff is at the bottom. I didn't want to miss that. I want to make sure I got some of that rice in here too. Okay. I know this is not a spoon, but it'll work. I used my spoon on the gravy. Get some of that long grain and wild rice in here. And this leftover, I'm just going to add some water to that and make soup out of it. Okay, now, I think before I add the potato sticks, I'm going to go ahead and add some water to this. Now I am just freewheeling it again, like I said. There is no rhyme or reason to anything I'm doing. Kind of, I'm going to add a little bit more just because of that mix. Is the mix, I think it said, takes 8 cups of water for that whole mix. So there's not going to be much moisture coming from anything else in here, plus we have those potato flakes. So a little bit more now. Let's take our potato sticks. We have the original and the sour cream and onion ones. There was a seal on here. I've already removed it. I don't want to come out. And this is kind of like a potato chip casserole if you've ever made one of those. My kids hate potato chip casserole. They do not like it. I do like my breakfast casserole, though. It has egg in it and either sausage or bacon and cheese. It's really good. Okay, so that's just a little bit of the original potato sticks. And then from Better Made Special, we have the sour cream and onion potato sticks. This one also had a lid on it, the seal. I already removed it. I'm debating whether or not to cover this when I bake it. I think I'm going to cover it for half the time with aluminum foil, and I'm going to bake it for a bit, and then I'm going to uncover it and bake it a little bit longer. When we come back, we will see what it looks like. And here we have our Ollie's casserole. Okay, so I cooked it at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Covered with aluminum foil for about 20 minutes, and then I took the foil off, and this was not browned at that point, of course, but then when I removed the foil, I browned it. I cooked it for another 20 minutes at 350, and it browned my little potato sticks on top. So we're going to let this cool, and then we're going to try this together with our key lime pie, which we need to make now. And now it's time for our pie. I have the s'mores dessert pizza kit here. And again, I don't think we're going to bother with the chocolate flavored sauce or the marshmallow topping. Pumpkin is meowing at me for no reason. She every now and then will just come down here and talk to me. So this was supposed to be the crust of the pizza, but it's kind of coming apart. So we're going to break it up. Ah, yum. There's the chocolate flavored topping or sauce and the yummy marshmallow topping. That's probably enough. Doesn't work. I'm just going to get in there with our hands. My hands are clean. I'm going to break it up, crumble it up, make a mess. It's okay. Life's not fun if you don't make a mess every now and then. Whatever mess you make, you can clean it right up. Don't be afraid to get messy. Life is messy. Sometimes messy is fun. Look at it crumbling on up. Nice crumbles. Okay. I could run it through a food processor if I had one. I don't have one, so I'm doing it this way. This is the way nature intended anyway. Hey, there's a hard lump of something. We're leaving that out. Okay. Nice. Now we're going to add an undisclosed amount of butter that didn't melt as much as I would have liked. And we're going to mix that in. Every last bit. testing to see how well it holds. It seems to hold together pretty well. So we take our pan, make sure not to bake it with that on there. Put it in here. You want it to go up the sides. I love these little silicone utensils. They're so great. You can use them for everything, just about. Okay. Now, we're going to bake this little pie crust until it's nice and brown. And then we'll be ready to add our key lime pie filling. I have baked the crust. It didn't really change all that much, but I didn't want to leave it in there too long. So it has now cooled. You want it, the can says you want to make sure it cools completely. And then I think all you do is just add look, I can just literally turn it like that. It doesn't come out. We just add this key lime pie filling to it from Musselman's. Looks pretty there. Okay. I'm just going to take my little spoon. It's very gelatinous. It says there's enough in here for a 9-inch pie pan. This is a 10-inch. I think we can make it work though. It's very gelatinous. Look at it. I've never used this stuff before. You don't have to cook it or anything. What you do is let it sit and chill in the refrigerator for 4 hours. Let's add some fun little marshmallows to the top. I may or may not have eaten the majority of the marshmallows out of the bag. Maybe. I'm never going to tell. I wouldn't rat you out if you did it. Go for it. Buy a bag of marshmallows and eat them. Life is short. Okay, I'm not going to blast them with the torch at this point. I'm going to go ahead and let this chill in the refrigerator for 4 hours, and then we'll come back and hit it with the torch. Also, we need to celebrate the fact that I finally got to use the little bowl from my set. We almost never use this little bowl, so yay, we got to use it today. The casserole has cooled a bit, and our pie has chilled in the refrigerator for 4 hours. It's still a little jiggly. Not really sure how it's going to come out, but we're going to go ahead and cut into this casserole here and see what we have. I'm not really sure how firm it's going to be. It's actually pretty firm. It seems to have held together all right. So here we have our lovely Ollie's casserole. I have to admit it smells pretty good. I can really smell the soup mix here with the seasonings in that. I don't really smell the luncheon loaf or the ham so much, which is quite frankly a blessing. Okay, now let's take a look at this pie. Okay, so I did the 4 hours that it told me to do. I don't know how much it's supposed to firm up. I've never used this kind of pie filling before, so I didn't really know what to expect. Plus, we made this crust, which is still very crumbly. I don't know. There's not really a good way to get into it. Oh, I didn't hit it with the torch. Shoot. Hold on a minute. I don't want to forget that. Okay. I've never used one of these before, so this should be fun. Oh, this is actually fun. Okay, it's not working too well. Let me focus on the piece that I'm going to eat. It must have some sort of safety feature. Ooh, the marshmallow caught on fire. Ah, oh, roasted marshmallows. I want to try one. I'm not going to put my finger on it. It's like a campfire. All right. So we have our still fairly gelatinous key lime pie, and our Ollie's casserole. We have our Ollie's casserole, which is oddly beautiful. So let's try them. Okay. Oh my goodness, we are now ready to try the Ollie's casserole. All I can really smell is that soup mix. I mean, actually it turned out kind of pretty. Look at it. Look how pretty and brown it is. Also crunchy. And it does smell good. You can kind of smell the potato sticks. There's definitely a hint of luncheon loaf in there. Chopped ham. I'm getting notes of cat food or something. I'm not really sure how I feel about it. And then of course we also have our lovely key lime pie with the dessert s'mores crumbled crust with a little bit of butter for the crust for this pie. It looks pretty, but then again, personally I think anything you put marshmallows on looks pretty. The marshmallows make it look nice. I would have roasted them more, but my little torch is not happy, so I was able to use it enough to torch up the little marshmallows on the piece that I have here. It didn't really set much. I was kind of disappointed. The consistency really didn't change any, even after 4 hours in the refrigerator. So I don't know. I have 2 separate forks for this. I'm going to use this little one for the pie, and I will use this larger one for this casserole, which I'm honestly kind of scared of. There's so much going on here. You have your rice, you have macaroni from Pasta City, you have soup mix, you have luncheon loaf, chopped ham. I'm going to just try it. Okay, the rice did not cook. I hear you. I should have put that on the bottom. It's a little firm. On the right side, on the bright side. If you need something to do for a while, you're going to be chewing on that rice for a good bit. I'm going to try a piece of this luncheon loaf. Oh, it's really soft now. We have a piece of that. Ugh. Something is really crunchy. I don't think it's supposed to be. Ugh. I don't like the luncheon loaf. I do not like it. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of canned meat. To me, it's always kind of, it's too salty. I'm digging into the layer of elbow macaroni at this point. What was that? I just ate something weird. I don't know what it was. I don't see any of the chopped ham in this particular section. I think I'm good though. I'm good skipping it. Well, it looks like something has bound together the macaroni pieces. Look at that. It's bouncy. Holy shit. Oops. Like there are tiny bits of gravel in here. Okay, I messed up. I definitely should have put the soup mix on the bottom. I didn't really think about it. I like the flavor of the soup mix. It has a really nice flavor. It's actually not bad, except that the rice is not done. I screwed up on that. If I were to do this again, God, it sounds like I'm eating rocks. I'm not gonna eat anymore. If I were to do it again, I would leave out the luncheon loaf and the ham because I really don't like that kind of stuff. But I found it at Ollie's and I thought I would take a chance. I would consider making it again, but I would leave out the ham and the chopped ham and the luncheon loaf. I put the soup mix down on the bottom and then maybe just put the other stuff on top. The sausage gravy is nice. I really like the combination of that sausage gravy on the bottom with the pasta. That you can really taste it, and it kind of mixed with the the mashed potatoes a little bit. That's actually really nice. I like that. The combination of, I think the bottom layer is my favorite part. The top I really don't like. The pasta with the gravy and that little bit of mashed potato in there. And oh, and the rice too. That is actually really good. That I like. But yeah, it might not hurt to maybe cook the rice in that soup mix at least a little bit and then put it in there. Maybe not add as much water as they tell you to. The macaroni though, this macaroni part is actually good. That's good with that bit of gravy. I wasn't sure how I was going to feel about that gravy, but the gravy is really good. Yeah, and then you have that organic white rice down there too. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. Pardon the crunchy part. I think I got a little bit of that uncooked rice in there. Okay. Now between dishes, it's very important to cleanse your palate. There's a lot of different flavors going on right now. Whole lot going on with that. But isn't it lovely? Look at it. That's a nice, dense, hearty, crunchy dish. I wouldn't recommend it if you need dental work. So I'm going to cleanse my palate really quick. It's important to do it. You have to do it correctly. Much better. All right. Now we have this key lime pie. In theory, it's a roasted marshmallow. Okay. We're gonna try this out. The lime flavor is nice. It really didn't firm up at all. I followed the directions on the can and it didn't really firm up any. It just got colder. The crust is not bad. Normally if I have key lime pie, it's with a graham cracker crust. But we used the s'mores crust, pulverized with a little bit of butter. Well, we finished pulverizing it. It was already pre-pummeled. It's not bad. The texture is a little off-putting. I like the marshmallows on it. And that's good. It's not bad. I was prepared to not like this crust. I didn't taste it ahead of time. I wasn't really sure how I was going to feel about it. The crust is actually pretty good. I like the little marshmallows on it. It's nice and light. It's not too sweet. The lime flavor is good. But yeah, I'm not crazy about the texture of it, though. It's just like Jell-O. It's like Jell-O pudding mix. Overall, I really like the pie. It's really good. I like it. I think it's quite yummy. It's not the prettiest thing I've ever seen, but it's pretty good. The casserole, if I were to make it again, I would definitely make some changes. So if nothing else, I look at it like a learning experience, you know. Sometimes you just have to learn things as you go. If I were to make it again, I would definitely leave out the luncheon loaf. I would definitely leave out the ham. Because that chopped ham, I'll be honest with you, it smells like the cat food that I give my cats. Yeah, it smells a lot like their canned cat food, and it was making me a little sick. So I would leave all that out. I'd put the soup mix on the bottom. I think the amount of water I added was just about right, except that it didn't really get to the rice on the top, which didn't cook. So yeah, but the bottom part with the macaroni and the gravy, the sausage gravy, that little bit of mashed potatoes, and the pre-cooked organic rice, all that together was pretty good. A little bland, but not bad. So yeah, if I were to do it again, I would change a few things, but not bad for just going to Ollie's bargain outlet, grabbing what we could find and putting it together with no recipe, no measurements, no nothing. Not bad. So the thing I like better is the pie is actually not bad. But it didn't, maybe I'm going to leave it in the refrigerator a little longer to see if it sets anymore or does something. But yeah, overall, not bad. Not bad for a wayward trip to Ollie's and the purchase of a few random items. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed getting to see all this lovely stuff today. Our lovely entree, as well as our beautiful dessert. Oh, look at that. Ooh. Not bad at all. Thank you so much for being here. I really hope that you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you again soon.